Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another STAMPtember exclusive limited edition card making video tutorial. Today we have the Alex Syberia, a new dream stamp set. This card is what I like to call a monochromatic card. We are going to start with some Bristol Smooth cardstock and the beautiful florals from this Alex Syberia stamp set. Now you can get the stamp die combo or the stamp set only. I want to say full disclosure, I only had the stamp set and I fussy cut mine. I know everybody is gasping and cannot believe that Nicole fussy cut, but I will tell you, I tried to scan and cut. My scan and cut wasn't picking this up correctly, so I broke out the scissors. That's okay, it only took a few minutes, and I kind of wonder why I throw such a fit about my fussy cutting. I am stamping my image on Bristol Smooth cardstock with the embossing and watermark ink. I will heat set this with some white embossing powder, and then we're going to use my favorite technique for faux watercolor with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers and a water brush pen. Now, the beautiful thing about this is you get amazing results every time. It looks like you've watercolored. The embossed areas hold that watercolor in the image so it doesn't seep outside and make a mess, and you're left with amazing results. I am using only 5 markers for my card today. So let's get this heat set, let's break out some zigs, and then we are going to start watercoloring. Once dry, we will fussy cut this and then move on to building the rest of the card. Now, my goal with a monochromatic card, I want to talk a little bit about my thought process here, because you can do this with anything you have at home. And that's my encouragement for STAMPtember is, yes, if you want to pick up the new stamp set, in fact, if you are loving what you're seeing, now is a good time to pause the video, run over and pick up the stamp set or the stamp die combo. Now, what I love about monochromatic almost always, if not always, leaves you with amazing results. Maybe you are a little bit worried about combining different color combinations, not sure if it's going to work. Monochromatic almost always gives you the most beautiful, elegant design. You could even do a whole set of cards like this with your favorite floral stamp set, favorite background stencil, and distress sprays, or anything else that you like to use. And you could do a whole rainbow assortment of floral cards. You know, go everywhere from pink, red, orange, yellow, all the way through the rainbow, and do a beautiful gift set of cards. So my encouragement with this particular design today is to kind of just showcase some fun things you can do with your favorite florals. You'll notice that I'm taking my dark green marker and I kind of outlined the leaves and things on my images so you can see it a little bit better. I know white on white embossing is super hard to see. I outline the shape with the dark color. I start to blend it out with the lighter color, and then I'm going to take the water brush pen and go ahead and go in and give it that watercolor effect. Super quick, super easy. And again, it's what I like to call my faux watercolor. It's the kind of watercolor Nicole is good at because I still haven't been successful with other watercolor. It's just not my strong suit. And so if I can achieve beautiful results like this, it makes me so happy. Now I am going to move on to my flowers. And even though I am only using 3 markers, I'm going to try to get 3 different color combos, if that makes sense. So I have my markers here, and once I start getting some of that color on the bloom, you're going to see the flowers take shape. We have the 2 flowers that are going to be in our vase or mason jar, and then we're going to have another flower that's laying down in front of that jar. Now, the jar is actually from Lawn Fawn. Lawn Fawn has been a lifesaver during STAMPtember for me, where I have been reaching into my craft stash, pulling other supplies and mixing and matching them to build full scenes. And I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. Shop your stash, see what you have. I knew that I wanted to put these florals in a vase, almost kind of more like building a scene. And then we're going to have our 10 tile stencil from Simon Says Stamp back behind, almost like a backdrop. Now, hopefully we wouldn't have splatter all over the backdrop, although, or backsplash, I should say. But you know, sometimes that does happen, but that's kind of my thought process. It's the story, as always, that I'm telling myself in my head. Now, that first bloom featured more of all three colors. This bloom really only features, I believe, like the medium and the light, if I'm not mistaken. And then I'm going to do dark and light for the third. And it gives you different gradients of color. You can see these are in the same color family. One is a little lighter, one is a little darker. I did this purposely to add interest because I didn't want to introduce a new color combination into this card. I wanted to keep it very, like I said, monochromatic. And so that little bud is going to be probably our darkest. It looks a lot like the smaller bloom, but that's totally fine with me. So here was, you saw my little pencil outline. I was trying to get my scan and cut to pick this up. It just really wasn't participating in what Nichol wanted to do. So I went ahead, I fussy cut. It's all good. We're ready to roll. This is the 10 tile stencil from Simon Says Stamp. So we have Syberia, Lawn Fawn, and now Simon Says Stamp and Tim Holtz. I love mixing and matching from amongst my craft supplies, and it's probably my favorite thing. I don't get to do it as much as I would like, and I am encouraging you guys, mix and match your supplies. You can breathe new life into the things you already have. I am using Seedless preserves to do a very light stenciling, on my card front. You'll notice I didn't even cut an extra piece of paper. I did this right on my card front, and now I have some of my Distress Mica stain. I believe this is Hocus Pocus, and I'm going to do some splatters all over this. I found that this color looks so much like Seedless preserves and works so great with it. When this dries, it's going to have a beautiful shimmer shine to it. I cannot stop using the Distress Mica stains. I love them. I cannot say enough how amazing they are, and I think they are a fantastic addition to a craft stash. This is the Lawn Fawn How You Bean little jar. It has been around for years. Lawn Fawn keeps bringing out amazing new add-ons for this set, which I so love, but I want to say show how you can take something that is definitely more in the cutesy type of card making, and you can use it with something elegant like these Syberia florals. So maybe you have some florals already in your stash and you are looking for a little mason jar to put them in. This little jar is fantastic. I stamped this on vellum with clear embossing ink, heat embossed with white embossing powder, and then before I use the coordinating die to die cut this, because I am going to be lazy and use the die now, I want to take a greeting from my Syberia A New Dream stamp set, and I want to stamp that with the embossing ink, and this time we're going to use Tim Holtz Seedless Preserves Embossing Glaze to emboss that right on our little jar. And that is, again, another element of our monochromatic type of look. Now, I didn't get this stamped super great, I noticed, and I was kind of nervous to restamp it again. I could have restamped the whole thing. I did not want to. So I took a embossing pen and I drew in, first I'm going to emboss it. And I'm using a dry paintbrush to remove some stray flakes on the white. But then I'm going to take an embossing pen, I think this one is from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to fix the word journey. And then I'll sprinkle a little more embossing powder on and heat set that again. Here I'm looking at it going, girl, what happened? Sometimes it is just that way. So I'm just going to fix it like this. That is a great little way to kind of fudge a little mistake. Then we can pull it all together. Now our jar is out of vellum, and that always is a trick for adhering to a card if you can't hide things. I didn't put a label on my jar. A label would have been really cute, and I think that would be a cute idea. But I didn't put a label on it that I could hide adhesive behind. I'm not really putting anything too much in front of it where I can disguise the adhesive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be strategic with my liquid glue placement and place it back behind the embossed areas. That is going to hide it at least enough that I don't think it's going to be super showy. So see how I'm kind of tracing the embossed areas and then glue all over the back of my florals. And I made sure the leaves are sticking out of the jar. Look how pretty. I love it so much. I think it's so, so fun. And then I can lay my floral down here in front, and that will kind of help hold it flat a tiny bit. An acrylic block or a book or something heavy on top to help hold it down and hold it flat is so helpful. And then I have some little purple hearts. These are Lucy's little things, and I'm going to pop those down below. To me, that just tied everything in to our monochromatic floral card. Once I have these glued down, our card is all finished. I guess I did trim off anything hanging off of the edge of the card. There was just a couple little spots there that I needed to clean up. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this monochromatic floral card featuring the STAMPtember 2023 Alex Syberia A New Dream limited edition stamp die combo. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There is exclusive content, information, and behind-the-scenes content. Top-tier members will receive a handmade birthday card during your birthday month, access to D-Stash, and monthly exclusive lives, plus so much more. We would love to have you join our growing community. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to click the notification bell to always be notified when there is a new video or I go live. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again next time.